Is God Transgender? From the New York Times, August 12, 2016, by Rabbi Marcus Allen. In the 1970s, a cousin of mine, Paloma Grossman, became one of the first people in America to undergo sex reassignment surgery. As Paula Monroe Grossman, cousin Paula had been a beloved music teacher in New Jersey. She was fired after her surgery, and she subsequently lost her lawsuit for wrongful termination based on sex discrimination, though a court did rule that she could receive a disability pension. The story was all over the news back then. I'd like to think it would have ended differently today. I'm a rabbi, and so I'm particularly saddened whenever religious arguments are brought in to defend social prejudices, as they often are in the discussion about transgender rights. In fact, the Hebrew Bible, when read in its original language, offers a highly elastic view of gender, and I do mean highly elastic. In Genesis 3:12, Eve is referred to as he. In Genesis 9:21, after the flood, Noah repairs to her tent. Genesis 24:16 refers to Rebekah as a young man, and Genesis 1:27 refers to Adam as them. Surprising, I know, and there are many other, even more vivid examples. In Esther 2:7, Mordecai is pictured as nursing his niece Esther. In a similar way, in Isaiah 49:23, the future kings of Israel are prophesied to be nursing kings. Why would the Bible do this? These are not typos. In the ancient world, well-expressed gender fluidity was the mark of a civilized person. Such a person was considered more godlike. In ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt, the gods were thought of as gender fluid, and human beings were considered reflections of the gods. The Israelite ideal of nursing king seems to have been based on a real person, a woman by the name of Hephaestus, who, after the death of her husband, Thutmose II, donned a false beard and ascended the throne to become one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs. The Israelites took the transgender trope from their surrounding cultures and wove it into their own sacred scripture. The four-letter Hebrew letter name of God was probably not pronounced Jehovah or Yahweh, as some have guessed. The Israelite priests would have read the letters in reverse as Hu, he. In other words, the hidden name of God was Hebrew for he, she. Counter to everything we grew up believing, the God of Israel, the God of the three monotheistic Abrahamic religions to which fully half of the people of the planet today belong, was understood by its early worshippers to be a dual-gendered deity. Scientists now tell us that gender identity, like sexual orientation, exists on a spectrum. Some of us are in greater or lesser alignment with the gender assigned to us at birth. Some of us are in alignment with both or with neither. For others of us, alignment requires more of a process. It may come as a surprise that scientists view gender as anything other than a simple binary. But thousands of years ago, as a review of ancient literature makes clear, that truth was known. In court challenges, administrative directives, and popular culture, the issue was playing out in real time before our eyes. But behind the unfolding legal drama lies the reality of human nature. The fact that gender is not, nor has it ever been, a matter of either or. Gender, as Cousin Paula might have put it, is more like music. Each of us has a key and a range with which we are most comfortable, attuned to ourselves and to one another. We can find happiness and harmony.